Imagine asking an AI assistant, what is our company's vacation policy? If that answer is not in the model's training data, the AI may guess. And even if it learned an old policy, that information could be out of date. This is the problem that RAG helps solve. RAG lets an AI look up relevant information first and then use that information to answer your question. Now let's understand what RAG means. RAG stands for Retrieval-Augmented Generation. The name sounds complicated, right? But the idea is very simple. First, the system retrieves useful information. Next, it adds that information to the user's question. Finally, a large language model generates an answer using the question and the retrieved context. So the basic flow is retrieve, then augment, then generate. Now think of RAG as a open book exam. So instead of asking entirely from the memory or memorized answers, RAG will search the whole book and then finds the relevant information and then generates answer for you. Now there are 4 steps in the process. Let's move to step 1. And step 1 is prepare the knowledge base. Before anyone asks a question, RAG needs a searchable knowledge base. This can contain PDF, web pages, product manuals, support tickets, or internal documents. The system usually cleans these documents, divides them into smaller sections called chunks. Why chunks? Because sending an entire 200-page document to the model for every question would be slow. It would be expensive and distracting. So smaller chunks made it easier to find only the pieces that matter. Each chunk is then converted into numerical representation, calls, and embedding. Embeddings place similar meanings close together in a mathematical search space. The chunks and their embeddings are stored then into the vector database. Now let's move to step 2, which is retrieving the relevant information. Now user asks, how many vacation days do new employees receive? The system also converts that question into an embedding and compares the question's meaning with the stored document chunks. The vector database searches for the closest matches. It might find a paragraph from the employee handbook, a benefits page, and a policy update. The system ranks those results and keeps the most relevant ones. This is known as semantic search. It looks beyond exact words. For example, a question about time off can still match a document that uses the phrase annual leave because the meanings are related. Next comes augmentation. The application takes the user's original question, combines it with retrieved context. So it might create an instruction like answer the question using only the following policy excerpts. If the answer is not present, say that you do not know it. The important point is that the large language model is not automatically learning these documents permanently. The documents are being supplied as a temporary context for them for this particular request. This is one reason RAG is different from fine-tuning. Fine-tuning changes model behavior through additional training, where the RAG, it keeps the model mostly the same and gives it relevant information at answer time. Okay, so let's move to the last step in the process, which is finding a grounded answer. Finally, the language model reads the combined prompt and generates a response. In an example, it might say, new employees receive 15 vacation days per year according to the employee handbook. If the system is designed well, it can also include a link, page, or a citation so that the user can verify those answers. So RAG does not make an AI magically truthful. Remember this. It gives the model better evidence to work with. The model can still misunderstand the context and the retrieval system can still bring back the wrong passage, but the grounding the answer in relevant sources can greatly improve usefulness and freshness. Now let's put the whole process together. A support agent asks, can this device operate in temperatures below zero? The knowledge base contains the product manual. Now RAG converts that question into a meaning-based search, retrieves the relevant temperature specification, adds that passage to the prompt, and asks the model to answer from this source. The result could be, yes, the device is rated to operate down to minus 10 degrees Celsius. See the environmental specifications section of that manual. That is a well thoughtful retrieved answer. The assistant is not relying only on a general memory of similar devices. It is also using company's own documentation. So this is a complete example of RAG. So let's recap the whole video. Remember, RAG has 3 words: retrieve the evidence, augment the prompt, and generate the answer. That is how any AI assistant can respond with your information at the moment you need it. If this explanation helped, like the video and subscribe for more practical AI concepts.